All right, we are back here on YouTube, and we are going to show you the results of game one, and then you can fill out that form if you want. And again, the form gives you a chance to win 5 packs. Sure, we don't have that going on here. Okay, I think we're good to go. So in game one of the finals today, it was a close. Can I say close much more? It is a close match between Mile High Mayhem and the New York team. Charles lost in extra innings, 6-5. So take that into consideration when you're filling out your form. No team will sweep the finals today. Well, I can't say that. Mile High might sweep the finals. It could be a 4-game series. Sid Fernandez takes the loss for New York, and Mile High Mayhem gets a win from Kid Gleason coming in relief. He'll blow the save, but he'll pick up the win. And Wickender is going to take the save for Mile High in this game. So we're about 4 minutes away before the next sim comes in. At that point, I'm going to close off the form and won't accept any more entries. Again, those of you that do fill it out, I will look them over at the end of the finals, and whoever Survivor style makes their way through the form the best in terms of their predictions is going to get 5 packs from Out of the Park Developments, where you too can try to pull a new Chris Sale. Again, streaming mainly on Twitch, over on YouTube for these finals on days where other people are streaming on Twitch. If Twitch is barren of OOTP coverage, well, I will be there and streaming over there as well. Otherwise, it's going to be here over on YouTube. Again, YouTube, not really a platform where a lot of people watch OOTP content, which makes sense because there are no drops unless, affiliates have specific things worked out for YouTube prizes and giveaways, which, of course, I am thankful that they are allowing me to give out packs when I stream live on YouTube. So again, thank you to Out of the Park Developments for allowing me to do that. And hopefully, it's starting from the beginning, like 1 viewer, 2 viewers, maybe 3 viewers. But hopefully we can get a few more people coming over to the YouTube side with the incentive of some packs and hopefully some good content. This is where I started on YouTube, making Out of the Park baseball videos back in OOTP22, not streaming live or anything like that. It was just creating content, tournament advice, some base game things, opening packs, that kind of stuff. I was creating videos. And then I decided to jump over to Twitch, which for an older guy like me is a little bit scary, trying to go over to a new platform. But with the help of many of the streamers over there, Gorgo 2005, Your Kidneys, EVC and NYC2, Tetsuiji, Nersha Benko, some of these guys that were streaming over there previous to me really helped me kind of understand the platform and the ins and outs. I started on OBS and then I went over to a different program because I don't know, I like the flexibility. I like the being able to put scroll banners, and I like to play different music. And I know you can do that on OBS, but I just wasn't comfortable using OBS. I don't know, too many transition and different scenes and things like that. I find this program a lot easier to use. Plus, again, I can stream on multiple platforms at once if I want to. It's not the best. It doesn't allow me to have pop-ups for notifications and, so-and-so used so many channel points and it automatically plays the reward. It doesn't allow me to do that as of yet. But I'm hoping maybe as the program evolves, hopefully it'll get a little bit better. So again, welcome in, guys. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. We are in game number 2, just about to come in. And at that point, I will close off the form. So again, if you're just joining in, you better fill it out quick. There is the form. Been a busy day today. 3rd stream of the day. I did the pre-twip 3 Amigos show with Ezra Denny and Sporer. was on the program. We got to release a San Francisco Giant. And then I had the Twipped after stream with Warbot and went through a bunch of the cards, played some trivia, opened some packs. And now I'm back for the final here. And then take a little bit of time off over the next little bit to recoup. All right, so the sim is about to come in. As I said, game one went to the Mile High Mayhem 6-5. Use that as a little bit of a cheat sheet if you want. I lost out in round two to the Washington Park Rangers, who beat me in 7 games. Exit out and put back on the splash screen here while I download the latest sim. There you go. There's our 2 finalists. Take myself off the screen for a minute here. Again, 2 managers that we're starting to see a lot in the February results. GT Sundown, either with his Mile High Mayhem or with his Expanse Leviathan. And then Warbot with the Escape from New York, the only team that he uses here. All right, let me check. Is the result in very quickly here? Again, not going to broadcast game by game. What we're going to do is wait until there's an elimination game. Once we get to a situation where one team has 3 wins, then we will go back and start to broadcast those elimination games. Okay, yeah, we are going to close off the forum now. And that will be it. So good luck for those of you that filled it out. I'll give you a few more seconds if you're filling it out right now. We do have a few in, which is good because I didn't expect many on YouTube. But thank you guys for those of you that have come over. I know YouTube is very bad for chatting, compared to Twitch. It's not as user-friendly for the chat feature, especially if you're on a phone. Because you have to, on YouTube, you don't see a chat window. You got to scroll all the way down if you're on a phone especially. And then at like the very bottom or something, I think is the chat opportunity. Because chat is turned on. I know that. See, I'm going to give you guys a big heart. There you go. There's a big heart. I don't know if that went through. I don't do a lot of live streaming on YouTube. Okay, closing off the forum. And good luck to the entrance. Game number 2 is in. Will it be Warbot tying things up, or will it be the Mayhem? It is Warbot. 5-1. Escape from New York comes back to even things up. Player of the game is Pastor Peretta, which is a good profile for this. If you're looking for iron cards as pitchers, this is one of the better ones for 1985, where stuff may not have to come into play as much. Got the good pitcher BABIP, decent control, and home run rating, especially for an iron card. So that Peretta card, I like it. Charles likes it. He's 3-1 with this card. Losing card was a card I would not like as much. Nothing against you, Dylan. I would just not like this card as much. But it is a reliever. He is in a relief situation. Starting with Al Leiter, who back in May and June and July, this was a go-to card for iron. Still can play pretty decent. But the control is starting to get a little bit out of control when you use guys like this. We're starting to see better pitchers. Iron used to be all about low control pitchers. Blue everywhere else, green everywhere else except for control. Now that hurts you a little bit. Now we're starting to see pitchers that have control 40 or more. But, I mean, he's not the worst pitcher that you could use. For the Escape from New York team, second day in a row in the final, Bones Eli. And that's funny. Synchronicity, take a drink. Because when Warbot and Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon were on stream with me on Tuesday, talking about a PTCS build, Bones Eli was one of the guys that came up for bronze and iron play. He can't play in this week's iron because he doesn't qualify, but he is, according to the Warbot machine, to the program, he is the go-to shortstop in bronze, and I will definitely have him on my team. So he is your probably your player of the game here, Bones Eli, other than your pitcher, 3 for 4. Draft him if you see him in this tournament. Even if he's not your starter, have him on your team. He can only play short though, but he's a very good defensive shortstop. And that's why Charles's model favors this guy, because of that defensive ability. For the Mile High Mayhem, 2 hits for Picotta, 2 hits for Rupert Jones, and that's it. You know what? I'm curious. Let's find out how many, because if anyone drafted late on this, they might have had an outside chance of getting that new card, Wagner. They would have had to draft like just before it fired off, because that card was released very near the deadline for drafting your team for today. We got a Wagner? No. But we will see him tomorrow for sure. Can't wait to draft my team a little bit later and see if I get that, because I'm using them. I don't care. I'm using them. All right, let's see how these two teams got here. In round 1, the Escape from New York, and again, this always takes me the longest because there's the most teams listed here. They defeat the Clowns 4-2. So the Clowns, a very good team, I think run by Really Vanilla Gorilla, if I remember correctly. They take Escape to New York to 6 games, and New York has to win games 5 and 6 to finish off the series. Whereas our other team, the Mile High Mayhem, see if I can find them. They're at the top. They sweep against the team that forgot to draft. So congratulations. You got to rack up the stats there. You got a little bit of a break, and you score over 100 runs. So the Mile High Mayhem get a bye in round 1. In round number 2, the Mayhem take on the team run by Tiger Cub. Tiger Cub, who currently is number 1 in February with the most points in this tournament. New York will pass them after today because New York will be guaranteed at least 3 points. But right now, as it stands, the Michigan Wolves are in first place. And they go up against the Mayhem in round 2, and GT Sundown takes it in 6 games. Charles and the Escape from New York team, they go 5 against the Stalkers, who were in the finals about 4 days ago. The Stalkers lost the final to, I think, the Wolves. Synchronicity, take a drink. The 2 teams that were beat out in round 2 were the 2 teams that were in the finals a few days ago. How odd is that? That's what I mean. This tournament, you can finish first or lose in round 2. In round 3, Mile High Mayhem would sweep their second round of the series. They beat Eagles team, who were in the Final Four yesterday. As far as Escape from New York, they sweep as well. So that really helps New York. They got a little bit of a rest because some of the series went 7 games. So they were all fresh with Mile High Mayhem. No advantage to either team since they both swept round 3. In the quarterfinals, now it gets a little tougher. The team that beat me out, the Washington Park Rangers, they would take Mile High Mayhem to 7 games. And the Blue Jay Jesse Barfield, with 5 home runs, 10 RBIs in the tournament, not good enough, but he would be the MVP for the losing team, which does happen from time to time. Escape from New York, they only go 5 games, so they get more rest here. They take it in game 5, 7-3 over the other side of the tracks. And oddly, again, the losing team that lost in 5 games has the MVP. Mind you, this guy This guy, we talked on stream today about players that crush certain opposition. And yeah, he did pretty well against Escape from New York. He had 2, 4, 6 hits, 8 hits in the 5 games and was a tournament MVP twice, 2 different rounds. We head off to the semifinals. Semifinals, again, the Mile High Mayhem go 7 games. They beat the Mill Basin Yankees in game 7, 6-1. And Charles has to go 7 games too with his New York team beating a Makadkar 9-4. And it's funny because I was making up the thumbnail for this after game 5. Mile High had the 3-2 lead and Yanni Yahi had the 3-2 lead. So I made up a slide that said Mayhem versus the Yahi. And then Charles spoils it for me and comes back and wins 6-7. So I had to recreate that just before coming on. I wasn't quite right on that one there. So there we have it. Both teams go in 7 games, so neither really have any kind of rest advantage as we're about to head to game 3. So we'll exit out and come back in. Game 3 should be in the books, but sometimes it takes a couple minutes. It might still show it as 1-1. Yes. Odd. After that last update, it's odd that the game does that to me. Is I gotta wait until it kind of hits almost the 750 mark for time left before it will actually show me the result, even though it's simmed already. Don't know if you guys are having that issue, but I am having that issue. So let's go back in. Is game 3 in the books? It is. Once again, Escape from New York putting the boots to the Mile High Mayhem. Yesterday, they swept the finals in 4. They had to come back in the semis, winning the last 2 games, and now they've got a 2-1 lead over GT Sundown. Porto Carrero, 6-1. As you might have heard on my stream before, the record for most wins in a tournament, in this tournament, is 8. 2 pitchers have gone 8-0. That is Dontrell Willis and Cliff Lee. In a single tournament, they have won 8 games, which again is really tough to do. You pretty much have to win all of your starts to go 8-0. So considering we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, you have to go late in a couple rounds to get that 8th start in, and then you have to win all 8. You really can't afford any no decisions. All right, let's go back to the box score here. Player of the game is Rick Helling. Again, Porto Carrero takes his first loss, and Rick Helling takes the win. He is now 4-0. And I know a card I've seen on Warbot's team a couple times now is a Sid Fernandez in a bullpen, high leverage kind of situation. So he seems to work out. So I'm going to start drafting Sid Fernandez and use him in that high leverage bullpen role because he's been quite successful with them. Thank you, Charles, for that insider tip. Losing team, Mile High, would get 2 hits from Marcus, right? Yeah, Marcus Thames, Tom Pashorik. Escape from New York gets 4 hits from this guy, Iron Jerry Harrison Jr. A lot of players use him in Iron. I'm probably going to have him on my bronze roster team in a utility role because he can play 5 different positions. So Jerry Harrison Jr. had a game, 4 hits and 5 RBIs. Was not the MVP of the game. It was Rick Helling. 8 innings, 2 earned runs. It could have went either way. So we are now at 2-1, not in a do or die situation yet for Mile High. We've got game 4, Lucas Giolito. Again, great bronze pitcher going up against Aaron Sanchez. And I think New York has the edge in starting pitchers in this game. So we'll see how that turns out. Let's go take a look at the Mile High roster. Let's see who they drafted to get to the finals today. You can't see their sliders or anything like this, but they did go with 11 pitchers. I like to go with 10, maybe 11 in a pinch. They do not have a closer. They do not have a stopper. They're going with 3 long relief and a couple setup guys. It does look, though, that they're letting their pitchers pitch to the maximum, so they don't have them on any kind of short hook. These guys have gone 6, 7, 8 innings for the most part. So, yeah, it doesn't look like they got any kind of hook or pitch limitations on them. And then they got their bullpen, pretty solid bullpen, other than maybe this guy. Yes, I gotta learn. I gotta learn with that. I forget who that pitcher was that lost us the bounty today. High home run suppression and low pitcher BABIP and low control, not a good combination. Do not draft players with low pitcher BABIP and low pitcher control. It's going to hurt you. I'm finding that out. I'm not drafting that guy again, if I can remember his name. Kid Gleason, though, on the other hand, is a really good option, especially as a starter. Mile High has Kid Gleason in the bullpen. So they're going with Porter Carrero, again, a must draft. He is 6-1 in the tournament, one of the better bronze pitchers, one that is eligible for the PTCS this weekend. I will have him in my lineup, probably as my number 4 and number 5 guy. So Porter Carrero, really good bronze option. Al Leiter, we talked about before. Aaron Sanchez, not a big fan of him. Joey Hamilton, again, for this era, better than the modern era. Because again, you can get away with a little bit lower stuff. So yeah, I have no problem drafting a Joey Hamilton as a number 4 or 5 starting pitcher. He's 2-2 in the tournament. And then Robin Roberts, not a guy I really look for anymore. Not a guy I want starting. I guess as a number 5, you could do a lot worse. But he's just he's not great at anything. He's not even really good at anything. He's kind of below average at everything. That's what you're getting with this Robin Roberts. Let's take a look at the Mile High Mayhem hitters, because the pitchers did not impress me. They must have some pretty good batters in the lineup. Roberto Perez and Mike Redmond. I think Warbot on his winning team yesterday had Mike Redmond. And yeah, this card does surprisingly well average-wise, I'm finding. He's never one of the top 10 hitters in the tournament, but I did check on him yesterday because he was on the winning team. And he does finish in that kind of 15 to 30 range for best hitters. And he's got really good catching defense. So a combination of Roberto Perez and Mike Redmond, yeah, I like that combination. Really good choices by the Mayhem. First base, they got Ferrara, again, just an iron backup. Tom Paciorek hitting 288. Play many positions. I usually don't draft Tom because it's an iron card. Derek Dietrich, another iron card, hitting 261. And Nick Punto hitting 221. You're getting Nick Punto for the defense and versatility. Now, here's one reason why they're in the final. You saw when I presented the top 10 batters of January, Doug DeCinces was number 1. He was ahead of those other third basemen. He was ahead of Bob Horner in terms of overall performance. Horner had more home runs than DeCinces, but for your overall on-base percentage, average WAR player, he was number 1. Never, ever, ever, ever pass on Doug DeCinces. Even better than, a Scott Rowland, or better than some of these other third basemen, Scott Brocious. He's better than those two. So that's one big key piece. He's hitting almost 400, helping him get to the final. Bill Pecota, not familiar with this card, but he's playing well for an iron. And then at shortstop, Del Maxville. Again, you're getting him for his defense. Not much of a hitter. In the outfield, Frenchie hitting 366 for iron. I see a lot of teams drafting this guy. I'm writing him down right now. You can hear the paper. I keep forgetting about this guy, but I looked him up the other day and he was one of the better iron batters. Of course, there's a lot of really good bronze, but one of the better. Even with that eye and power, sorry, Warbot, but the versatility, the defense, and he does have that BABIP. So I got to take a look for him. He's hitting 366 in 123 at-bats. So that's a pretty good sample size. Marcus Thames, yeah, one-dimensional kind of guy. Rupert Jones hitting 327 for an iron card. Kind of like Marcus Thames with less power, but that power has been distributed to all the other areas. Not a guy I would probably think of drafting. Billy Lush, one-dimensional with the eye, only 2 walks in the tournament. So even though he's got that really high eye, 2 walks in 12 plate appearances. We've got Chick Fuster, another backup. And then finally, a must-have, 298, 518 slugging percentage, 1.7 WAR for Ival Goodman, who I will have not on my PTCS team because he doesn't qualify. You can only use the unsung heroes and the rookie sensations. But if you're playing bronze quicks or any other kind of bronze tournament and he qualifies, he should be on your team. He is one heck of a player. And he was a tournament MVP of round 3. Okay, we're going to exit back out. Take a look at the results of game number 4. And then we'll see if we're in a must-win situation for the Mayhem. And we are. I would have bet big money on this if I was wagering in Vegas who is going to win game 3 or 4. I would have said Escape from New York with Lucas Giolito on the mound against Sanchez. I mean, Sanchez did fine, 3 earned runs, but I never bet against a card like Giolito, Castillo, Willis, Colon. I'd bet against Dave Steve. Yeah, I know. I'm only going to say that once on stream today. Player of the game, again, was Lucas Giolito. 2 earned runs, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts. And in terms of hits, losing Mile High Mayhem, 2 hits for Ival Goodman, who we talked about earlier, and that's pretty much it. For Escape from New York, they had a field day. 3 hits from Jerry Hairston Jr., 2 hits from the new Eric Hinsky card, 2 hits from Duncan, and I think that's about it. Any home runs? Duncan with a home run in the first inning, Jerry Hairston Jr., a home run in the third. No home runs for the losing Mayhem. So we are now in a do and die situation. We are backs against the wall. We must see almost a reverse sweep if the Mile High Mayhem want to take this finals and get those 2 high diamond choice packs. Joey Hamilton, again, for a 1980s pitcher, he's okay. He's going up against Rojavin. Rojavin 4-2, ERA under 3, Hamilton 2-2. I'm going to give the edge. I mean, there's similar makeups, but Rojavin has the better pitcher BABIP. Little less control, but the better pitcher BABIP. So I think it'll be a close game based on the starting pitchers, but I think we're going to see something like a 4-3 game, maybe a 5-4 game. I think it's going to go to New York. I think New York is going to take this. And speaking of New York, let's go check out what a team that's 3-1 in the finals looks like, because we can do that. Pitching wise, Giolito 4-2. Rojavin 4-2. Jared Weaver. Never think about taking him. Wonder if it was just a bad round or what Escape from New York saw in this pitcher. Again, he's not great at anything. He's very good in a couple things, but just kind of a guy I would probably normally pass over. I mean, he's got 6 pitches, and he is 3-0 in the tournament. Pastor, we looked at a little earlier. Again, a kind of a good profile for 1980s, 3-1 in the tournament. And Rick Helling, who kind of used to be in the iron meta, but he's kind of fallen off now. Very splitty. And he's pitched well, 4-0. So, Charles, you got the dice rolls for your pitchers. They have done extremely well. And in the bullpen, yeah, he's gonna be my closer. I am looking for that Sid Fernandez. See how he does for me. Garland Buckeye, Gene Crap. You got some crap on your team. And a guy that's not getting a lot of play. So I don't know. You must have him on a middle relief, use less often kind of role because he's only pitched 1 1/3 inning. 10 pitchers. So you can win this tournament with 10 pitchers. Warbot is showing you that right here in the finals, up 3-1. He's got a tired staff, but he's up 3-1. He wins the next couple games, next game or two, and he doesn't have to worry about being tired. Let's go check on his hitters. Again, the pitchers were B+, maybe a B. So we must have some really good hitters there to get him into the finals. You can't make the finals without some meta. I've never seen it happen yet. So let's go take a look at his hitters. Catching, we got Jimmy Gooch. Probably one of those situations, I need another catcher. Okay, better than a live catcher. He's not really a good catcher. Yeah, negative framing rate, negative zone rating. But he's the backup. Escape from New York is going with a slightly better. And by slightly better, I mean slightly better. If we compare these two catchers, they're pretty similar. Inline and Gooch. Gooch better against the lefties, maybe. Against the righties, it's a toss-up. So yeah, kind of similar bad catchers. Henline is hitting 207. Again, negative. So that's probably the weakest part of his team is his catching. Didn't really get one of the good ones. First base, he's got Bavacqua. I usually take him, use him against the lefties. He's not going to light it up, but he's gonna hold his own usually. He's going to chip in with the odd hit. And then Chris Duncan against the righties. So he's got a good platoon situation here. 271. That's what you want in this tournament. You want platoons. Get your lefty hitters, get your righty hitters. You only need 10 pitchers, so you can afford a platoon at every single position if you really wanted to. Second base, he's got the stud. The stud, 324 hitting Jerry Hairston Jr. And look at his finals so far. 3 games, 4 games, he's got 8 hits. And the only game he didn't have a hit, he was on the bench. He pinch hit. Next up, we got Brent Wisely, who Warbot is wisely not using that much. And okay. We saw how Mile High Mayhem had Scott Brocious. No, had, who did he have? Who was his third baseman? Not Scott Brocious. It was the other one. Mile High. Doug DeCinces. Yeah. That was his big stud. For Escape from New York, it's this guy here. Bobby Estalella. Now, it might not look like it. 264 average, 321 slugging, but he's got a 437 on base percentage. He's drawn 17 walks, 14 hits. Usually he performs even better than this. This is, again, Lap's lock. If you get Bobby Estalella in a round, take him. Eric Hinsky, again, good against the righties. Jim Cooney, hitting 297. There's that Bones Eli we talked about, must have against the lefties. John McDonald, again, a good defensive guy, but he's hitting 312. So in 16 at-bats, he's got 5 hits and 4 RBIs. In the outfield, Pete Browning, good choice. Albert Amora Jr., another good choice for an iron card, hitting 311, solid defensively. And we've got Larry Rosenthal. I know a card that Warbot was thinking of using for the PTCS between him and Kiermaier. So you can't go wrong with that defense, although it's a short tournament. He's got almost a 2 zone rating. So you're getting defense out of him. Rusty Kuntz, and for an iron card against the lefties. And finally, Ron Northley, hitting 282, and you can use them both ways if you really want to in right field. So yeah, I can see why both teams made it to the finals. They've got some meta. They've got a decent pitching staff. Again, the edge. If I was to look at both teams and you said Lap, choose one of them, I'd want this one. Even though I do like the Doug DeCinces at third, I like the Estalella, the Harrison Jr., the Rosenthal, the Kuntz, the Hinsky, the Bones Eli. I like them even better. All right, we are going off to game number 5, with the 3-1 lead for New York. Will I get the finish early, or will we be going to another elimination game? All right, let me bring it in. And again, we are going to do this and this. All right, it is just loading up. We're going to load up the game. We're going to take a look at the highlights. We're going to see if Warbot can finish this off and have a record-breaking 2 wins in a row. I don't think anyone's ever done that in this tournament, which is very tough to do. 64 teams, 64 good teams to win it twice in a row. Warbot's going to have to write a book, How to Win the Laptop Daily. Rojavin, again, I gave the edge slightly to Rojavin, but Mayhem had a decent starter. So I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for either team. And there's the first out of game number 5. We go to the bottom of the second, Escape from New York batting. Butch Henline. Oh, there's a Willie Mays type of catch. I love the replay this year in the game. Amazing job. Oh, I really hope they add new ones because they do become stale after a while, and hope they freshen things up with some new animations. Rojavin at bat looking to help his cause, and he goes down swinging for the third out of the second. We go to the top of the third, Joey Hamilton at the plate, and he lays down a perfect bunt, and it gets away from the first baseman. It is even more perfect, and that's going to put runners on second and third. Either an error on Rojavin or an error on Chris Duncan. One of them got the error there. Nick Punto up for the Mile High Mayhem, looking to get the first run of the game, and he strikes out for out number 2. That's going to take us to batter number 2 in the lineup, Derek Dietrich. Dietrich to short, over to first, out number 3, And we are to the bottom of the third inning. Blue Jay, Arizona, Diamondback, Eric Hinske. Hinske right up the middle for the Escape from New York team. That's going to move the runner all the way to third. Hinske's going to take second on the throw. And 2 on and 2 out for Chris Duncan. Duncan delivers. Everyone gets free Dunkin' Donuts on that one, as that's going to bring in 1 run, 2 runs, and we head to the top of the 5th. Escape from New York, 5 innings away from winning their second World Series in as many days. Mile High, 5 hits on the day. Rojavin still in the game. Maxville at the plate. He drives it deep to center field. That's going to go over Rosenthal's head. Rosenthal grabs it at the wall, fires it back in, but that's going to be a triple for Del Maxville. Don't look now, but the Mayhem are making hay. 2-1, so the run will come in. 1 out now for Joey Hamilton. And Hamilton strikes out. Going to move us to the 7th inning. As I told you, it's going to be a close game with these 2 starters, with Rojavin and Hamilton. Both starters still in the game so far, but it's at this point where we start to see some weaknesses when you have starters that are in the game this long. Let's see. Rojavin, 7th inning, and he gives up the first hit of the inning. Marcus Thames at the plate for Mayhem. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That goes to the wall, over the wall, between the 2 OOTP signs. And that's going to be it. That is going to be it for who comes out of the game there. It looks like Hamilton is out of the game. 3-2. For Mile High, Kid Gleason comes in the bottom of the 7th. So Hamilton in line for the win. Kid Gleason comes in for Rojavin. I think bottom of 7. No, Mile High's pitching. So Kid Gleason, comes in for Hamilton. Bunt attempt missed. I didn't know that Warbot bunts. Apparently they do, and they bunt successfully. So New York has moved the tying run into scoring position. Bobby Estelela, who usually is money in the bank for a walk, a hit, and in this case, a walk on the inside. So I believe that might be his 13th walk of the tournament. Don't look now, but Escape from New York is threatening here in the 7th inning. Eric Hinske at the plate up against Kid Gleason. And Hinske drives it to short, over to second, back to first for the inning-ending double play, and the Mayhem escape from New York and the threat. Rupert Jones at the plate. 2 out, top of the 8th inning. Rojavin still in the game, apparently. So Gleason up against Rojavin now. I think he's pushing it. He is pushing it. Yeah. As expected, Rojavin going deep into the game. That's going to score another run for the Mayhem, and it is now 4-2. And Rojavin still in the game. 2 out, Marcus Thames at the plate, hit a home run earlier, and that's going to be the 5th run for the Mayhem, and that should just about do it for Rojavin. Take him out. Ian Gabot in the game to look to close things off. Bottom of the 9th, little looper over the shortstop. So Escape from New York has something going here. Brett Wisely at the plate, 1 away. And that one's going to fall. And that one's going to go almost, it does go to the wall. Runner comes around first, over to third. They hold him up at third wisely because down by 3, you do not want to run into a second out. We got leadoff hitter Cooney at the plate. Can Cooney get on? He does. Will we have a walk-off situation? Escape from New York loads him up. Bobby Estalela. This is the guy I want at the plate. Estalela, Hinsky, and Duncan. Gabo with the pitch. And Bobby Estalela, they come home for one, over to first, not in time. Bases remain loaded. They do get the lead runner. Hinsky, a grand slam. Could you imagine a grand slam? What a way to walk it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And over to third. That is it. The Mile High Mayhem. They hang on. And I mean, not by their fingernails. They hang on by even less than that. New York was threatening there. They had a chance. They let the Mayhem back into this tournament. It is 5-2, 11 hits for the Mayhem, 8 hits for New York. Rojavin does go the distance, giving up 4 earned runs. Hamilton with his 3rd victory of the tournament. Home runs for Marcus Thames, his 3rd of the tournament, none for New York. 2 hits for Mr. Duncan, and for the Mayhem, 3 hits for Thames, 3 hits for Jones, and 3 hits for Mr. Maxville. Okay, that makes it 3-2. We've got Jared Weaver, 3-0 in the tournament for New York, going up against, I'm calling it now, I'm predicting a New York winning game 7. 6 games. I just don't think, I have no faith in Robin Roberts. None whatsoever. I'd have more faith in Al Leiter, who they would have for a game 7 situation. Okay, so let's go to game number 6. Let's see if Lap can take a break for the day here. Okay, let's go back out of the game. Happy Thursday, all. Some great cards released today. Open up a few spotlight packs. Let's go into the game. Game number 6. As we head to Mile High Stadium, well, actually it's the same stadium for both, and it's in Munhuck, whatever kind of stadium Munhuck is in. Robin Roberts, first at bat, will walk, yeah? I told you I did not have a good feeling about Robin Roberts. Jerry Hairston Jr. will follow that up with a shot to second, over to first, double play. Mile High gets out of the first inning. We go to the second inning. New York batting once again. Ron Northey. Over the head of the first baseman. To the wall and to second base goes Ron Northey. 2 out now. Northey on third base. Jared Weaver. And Jared Weaver helps his own cause with a hit. That's going to score a run. And we have a 1-0 game for Escape from New York. And we're going to jump now to the 4th inning. Weaver pitching for the New York team. Roberts for Mayhem. Doug DeCinces, the best card in January for batters on my limited statistics. And DeCinces rips that one. That's going to fall in front of the left fielder. No runs are going to score? No. Runner is held up at third. Goodman at third. DeCinces at first. Bill Bakota. Oh, he strikes at a ball that was low. He struck at ball 3 there. And that's going to mean Marcus Thames at the plate. Had a home run the last game. Swings away, easy out at second. And we still have a 1-0 game as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 2 out, Doug DeCinces. Only 3 hits for the Mayhem. Did I tell you he's the best batter in January? There you go. Proof. Doug DeCinces with a game-tying home run and the Mayhem on the verge of being eliminated, at least make it a 1-1 game. Weaver, Thames. And that one goes up the middle. So Jared Weaver is starting to struggle a little bit. This one in the bottom of the 7th. Mike Redmond lays down the bunt, and the third baseman, man, he had some sort of jet propulsion on that one. So let's watch that replay. Woo! What speed by Hinske. So that's going to be the first out, bottom of 7. Sid Ferrara. He drives that one into left field, deep to left field, but easily caught by the left fielder. And that's going to be 2 out in a 1-1 game. Mile High Mayhem looking to get the go-ahead run on the bat of Nick Punto. Punto to Hinske to first. 7th inning is over. We go to the top of the 8th, tied at 1. Clinching situation for New York in Game 6. Jerry Hairston Jr., don't sleep on this guy. And that is why Jerry Hairston Jr. drives it deep to left field over the head of the left fielder. 2-run shot. And in the top of the 8th with 2 out, New York makes it a 3-1 game. Well, we go now to the bottom of the 9th, and if it was a 1-run game, I'd feel more comfortable with Doug DeCinces at the plate, but no one's on base. 2-1 count. What's Doug gonna do? Dougie D. And who do they have? Sid Fernandez. And Dougie D, first out of the 9th inning. You can't do everything, Doug. Marcus Thames with 2 out, 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch, and that will be it. Congratulations go out to Escape from New York. Got to give him a little bit of music there. Crying all the time. Dog, crying all the time. No, you ain't ever caught a rabbit, and you ain't no friend of mine. Escape from New York. 2 finals, 2 days, and only 9 games. They sweep yesterday. They take this one 4 games to 2. I guess 10 games. 4 plus 4 plus 2 is 10. Yeah, 10 games left. Robin Roberts only goes 4 2/3. He didn't pitch bad. He's not the reason why the Mayhem lost. Wickander will take the loss, giving up 2 earned runs. Weaver, wonderful game. Fernandez, his 8th save of the tournament. For Mile High, they would get 2 hits from Goodman, 2 from DeCinces, including that home run. And for Escape from New York, 2 hits for Jerry Hairston Jr. and 2 for Eric Hinske. Our leaderboard. Let's take a look at some of the cards that performed well. Billy Butler, 397 average and 63 at bats. Fantastic tournament. Here's that Doug DeCinces. I'm sure it will earn him a spot in the February top 9 cards again. Home runs, Bob Horner is almost a given that we have a Bob Horner with the most home runs. He had 11. The record is 16 in a tournament by Bob Horner. And Chris Duncan and Joey Gallo with 9. I don't draft Gallo as much as I used to, but he's still good to chip in with those home runs. From Mile High, Rupert Jones is your RBI leader of the tournament with 28. Mr. Cooney has 12 stolen bases for Escape from New York. And your WAR winner, 2.5. 2.7 was the highest in January. In February, 2.5 is pretty close to that January record. Earned run average is actually my pitcher, Alex Reyes. He went 3-0, under 1 ERA, but I lost out in round 2, as you can see. Most wins went to Mile High's Porter Carrero with 6. Giolito would lead the tournament in strikeouts with 53. 69 is the record by Dontrell Willis. And saves, Wilbur Wood. Very reliable bronze. Great card in this tournament. Really, really good card. You can see he did blow a few saves for Yanni Yahi, but he still had 10 saves. And Cliff Lee, again, the record is Jonas Gaines with 2.7 WAR in January. Cliff Lee, what can you say? Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee. Cliff freaking Lee. Some use him as a starter. Some will use him as a bullpen guy. In this case, he was used as a starter. He only went 1-3, but he was your WAR leader. Cliff Lee is a WAR pitcher. He's not your other metrics type of pitcher. Doesn't do well in a lot of metrics, but he does do well in FIP. He does do well in WAR. And again, he was our best pitcher in January based on my statistics. So one more time, for posterity's sake, here is your tournament tree. We had Escape from New York on one side of the bracket and the Mile High Mayhem on the other. Congratulations to our Final Four. Again, our Final Four, the Yahi Mill Basin Yankees, 1 game away from going to the finals. And yeah, really good tournament with really good managers. All right, as I always do, I'm going to draft my team for tomorrow. Ezra will draft his tonight. Catch Ezra Denny on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/EZRADENNEY. Okay, let's see if I can get Leon. One of the best Edmonton Oilers named Leon. We have a big furniture outlet store here called Leon's. Let's see if we can get Leon in this tournament. Okay, easy choice for me. Castillo, Youngblood. Not considering anyone else. Or am I? He would be my next option, Greg Harris. But Castillo and Youngblood, they just consistently do fairly well in this tournament. I like that start. I like Javier Lopez, and I like Joey Gallo. We talked about him earlier. I'm going to take Joey Gallo over Scott Rowland. Chapman again for defense, but where are you? Where are you, Leon? I like Steven Vogt. And how can you not like Roberto Clemente? Especially the bronze, because it's the only Clemente that can play 3 positions. So Clemente, we're probably going to put you in. Yeah, we're going to keep you there and put Youngblood over and left. So far, so good, chat. Johan Santana. And I think I'm going to go with this Poncho card at first. D-Block talked about him yesterday, so I'm going to try him out. Bake McBride. There we go. I got my outfield. Break McBride, and I'm going to go with Brad Asmus. Last chance for a Leon is this round and next round. So I'm going to go with Elwood DeMoss. I got my two catchers. Don't need Doc Kennedy. Jim Vioxx is another really good sec. I'm going to take my two second basemen, Vioxx and DeMoss. Although I do like Dan Worthen. Yeah, we'll go with the two second basemen. Leon, where are you? No Leon today. The only bronze I got in the mixed round is one live 61. Round 7 is always a mix of bronze and iron. And I did not get a lot of bronze. Oh, Brent Maine. Brent Maine. Take Brent Maine if you ever have him. Ouch. Where can Vote play? First, Asmuth can only catch. Okay. Here is the card I said I'm avoiding taking from now on. He gets lit up, this type of card, with the low PABIP and the low control. So I'm not even going to look at him. Bob, same thing. Low BABIP, low control. Not taking him. That doesn't leave me much. Oh, what the heck. I'm still taking Brett Maine. He's the best catcher. I'm not going to avoid the best catcher just because I have two already. And we'll take this guy. This is a pretty good live pitcher for this time period. I'd rather home run and pitcher BABIP be swapped. He's okay. On Warbot stream tomorrow will be, and the rating for Laptop's draft on Thursday, we're giving it a B+. We should rate people's drafting capabilities. On Ezra's stream, he had a solid C+ draft. And you know, part of the criteria is a card you're offered. So, you know, as you're evaluating people draft, you take a look on who they passed up on, who they were offered, and you give them a report card rating. I think I'm in line for a good B+ here. Ryan Friel, I'm going to take you. And this was he set a record in January for what was it? The highest FIP for a pitcher that threw over 33 innings. So I'm going to take him. Frank Wickware. This is kind of like the profile you kind of want. Except, again, take a little bit off the stuff and put it on control. And he would be your ace pitcher. But apparently he does pretty good. He set a record in January. Oh, man. Ezra, I saw your stream last night if you're still watching. You were gambling, hoping you would get Jeff Mathis in that last round, and it didn't work out for you. You got a really lousy live catcher. Well, here it is, round 9, and I get Jeff Mathis, but I can't take him now. I got 3 catchers already. You need a shortstop. John Candelosi. Yeah, I'm going to take John Candelosi. And Edwin Jackson. No, not quite good enough. Could be worse. At least he's got some pitcher BABIP. Yeah, we better take him. Lap passes on Jeff Mathis, moving his rating from B+ to B. Rick Helling, Larry Gardner, Reggie Willits. Man, I got 3 second basemen already. Catchers and second basemen, A+ for what I've been offered. Love that profile. Emerson. Nope. Josh Fleming. Little bit better. Okay, versatility. Luke Williams. All right, 2 more rounds, 4 more cards, and I've got 7 pitchers. I need 3 more. So 3 of these 4 cards have to be a pitcher. So let's grab a couple now in case there's garbage in that last round. Wasn't this one of the newer cards that came out today? Didn't we get like a silver of him or something? That name looks familiar. I think we did. It'd be funny if it was a 74, because then we'd have a 47 live and a 74 historical. Hugh Nickel. I've got 6 outfielders. I said I was going to take another pitcher, but I've only got a couple pitchers offered. I'm going to take 1, and then I need a shortstop. Lou, you can't play short. You can't play short. Can anyone play short? Yeah. Let's compare these 2 wonderful shortstops. Bad, bad, better. Well, I'm going to trust the Warbot's instinct. I'm going to go with the one with the better eye. Okay, 2 pitchers. Lap, do not let any other card distract you. 2 pitchers. Ooh, Bobby Lau. Of course, no pitchers on the bottom row. Ooh, Craig Biggio. Ooh, I could have had 5 catchers. That would have been fun. I don't want to take you. Oh, here's the profile I said I would never take again. No, don't make me take Shovel. Dick. 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 Okay, Dick. Thank you. Oh, don't make me take Shovel. Please. Okay, before I forget, Shovel, you're going, yeah, exactly where you should be. Mop up, avoid high leverage. And I got to do something different because I'm not doing well in these tournaments. So we're going to go all middle relief here. No clue what the secret is. How do GT Sundown, Makad Car, the Michigan Wolves, Escape from New York, how do they always seem to make the final 8? Even Ezra's starting to make the final 16 quite a bit now. And I lose in round 1 or 2. Okay, let's nope. Boost that up a bit. Nope, I don't want to bunt. I don't want to do that. Pitch around. Who are my pitchers? They're not very good. Nope, I don't want to walk guys intentionally. Don't want to hold runners as much. We want to shift, baby. Shift to your heart's desire. Yeah. Good. Yeah, we'll leave all that. Over here, let's go with 97 and 71. Only because it's the 1980s. If it was modern, I'd probably go 80. Maybe I can go 96 there. Help me become better. What is the secret? Okay. Reggie Willett. See, they always leave Reggie Willets out against the lefties, and so many people just auto their lineups, and they're missing out on this Reggie Willets against lefties. The problem is there's no DH, and I've got Clemente, Joel Youngblood, and Bake McBride. I can't take Bake out. He's center field, although he is better against the righties. You know what? I am taking Bake out. Like, This guy, they leave out against lefties, and this guy against lefties, they leave in. If his batting was a little bit better, then I'd compensate with the defense, but that's too much compensating for me. I could be wrong. So Reggie Willett, you're going in for Mr. And they have him on leadoff too. He can't hit. So Reggie, you're gonna play left. Youngblood, 69 range, or Clemente, 81. Clemente, how would you like to play center field? So Willits, Clemente, you're going number 2. Poncho, you're better against the lefties as well. Yeah, you guys don't know what you're doing here. I'll put you in for Joey Gallo for now. Number 3 hitter. Power, Joey Gallo, better against the righties. And what can Joey play? He can play a lot of positions. Larry Gardner. Okay, Joey, you're going to come in for Larry Gardner. You're going to play third. Unless Poncho can. Nope. Joey, you're going to hit number 4. Vayeks. Good. Now, Steven, you're better against the righties, so we're not going to put you in against the lefties. Brad, though, what are you better at? You're better against the lefties. Oh, not really. One of those weird cards. I and BABIP are better against lefties. I'll leave you in anyway. And second baseman, oh, how did I open that one up? No, not even close. Against the righties, Poncho, you got to be in there. Maybe. No, I'm going to leave you out this time, Poncho. No offense. No offense. Bake, though, you're going to be in. Roberto's in. Brent Main, you are going in. Vayeks, Willits, I don't want you in. Good. Gardner. What are you like compared to Youngblood? Against righties. Youngblood, 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 Youngblood. Better. Main, DeMoss, Gallo. First and third, second and third. We'll leave it like that. Too much thinking this late in the day is just chaotic. So if anyone is watching this after the fact, go and check out the Laptophound Daily. Enter it in Perfect Team 24. It's free to enter. You get to pick amongst many, many, many cards. And maybe you can be featured on a stream in the finals, like the Mayhem and Escape from New York. 45 teams entered so far. We got 19 spots left and still 15 hours before it fires off. I think that is all I want to do. Okay, actually, we got to go check out our winner here, who predicted the right results. Only a couple, 2 or 3 entries here, so it's not going to take me long. All entrants said Escape from New York would win. Couple said in 5 games, one said in 6 games. And that's what we had, right? We had 6 games, yeah. So who predicted a 6-game winner? Check it out here. I will check it out. Congratulations go to Warbot, who's had a heck of a week. Warbot predicts his team will win in 6 games. And it happens. All right, Laptophound signing off from another Laptophound Daily Final. Thanks to Ezra Denny for coming on the pre-TWIP show today. Thanks to Warbot for coming on the post-TWIP show today. And thanks for all of you for your support, your follows on Twitch, your subscriptions on Twitch, your follows on YouTube, your comments, your DMs, your Discord messages, your laughs, your tears. We'll see you next episode.